We are going to be jumping into floor 2 of the Deer. Now, we did reset a few times to get the Desperate Resolve passive, as that is the best one coming out of floor 1. Zohat from JP Clover did make a nice little tier list for us, so if you guys want to see how each passive kind of stacks up against each other, this is a good thing to look at. Now, the first phase is going to be pretty similar to the previous floor. He doesn't really have anything that we're worried about, any kind of tricks or gimmicks here. We're just going to kind of go for a kill. We're going to taunt up and drop these fodder attacks again, kind of making sure that we can get 2 single target attacks down at every turn so that we can stack up melee passive. Oh, he does have a single target attack that he is going to be dropping onto our taunt here. This is just a charge card that just ignores defense. He does have an AoE right there. That is a spike attack. We're not going to be really worried about spike damage since we're going to have a lot of gray buffs up. Now we can go for T1 ult, so I am going to rush into that. It looks like the boss is going to be ulting the next turn, and he is going to be using his buff. Now his buff is a, I think, 200% attack increase. So if we can't finish the second turn, then I would probably Matrona strip here if you have one. You could also choose to not use the first Matrona strip if you're worried about it, but you'll probably kill the boss within 2 turns here. So we'll strip anyways just to be safe. This T1 ult probably one-shots. We're going to get rid of this melee attack and this Arthur attack. Now, again, just like floor 1, phase 2 and phase 4 does have cycling. The attribute cycling works a little differently on this floor. Instead of attack sealing us, if we attack out of cycle, he's going to freeze us. Now, the freeze is kind of important because similar to the second floor of the bird, I believe he has an attack that will one-shot right here. Yep, 10,000% of attack, but it misses if we're frozen. So we just need to attack out of cycle and we will be frozen. Now, the boss also does have a gray buff of fixed damage, so we need to complete a cycle here in order to remove that. Otherwise, everything's just going to deal 1 damage. So we'll start with Matrona since we have a lot of Matrona attacks. Red, green, blue, you'll see that it's all 1 damage, and then that gray buff will go away. He does have a little HP buff there, but that's fine. It looks like the second passive that we got from this floor also was an HP buff, so that one is also okay. We're not worried about that. That's not the worst one to get. It looks like his single target attack here does have a buff cancel, so Matrona taunt is gone. Now, he does the one-shotting every other turn, and it's a red card. So we can see that he has both red cards, and it's obviously the second turn. So we're going to want to freeze somebody. So we'll do Matrona ult. It doesn't really matter who you freeze as long as it's not melee, so we don't want to lose his buffs. His ult is an AoE, so he's going to unfreeze us anyways. So we'll just double attack with Matrona since her taunt's not up. And then this will freeze her. Yep, there it is. And then Arthur attack will go through. And we got some T1 cards. That's pretty good. We have Matrona attack. So we have every attack that we need here. It looks like he's going to single target into Matrona, break the freeze anyways. Oh, he didn't ult last turn. He's ulting now. Okay. Misspoke there. But we're on blue. So we'll do T1... Matrona, and then the Arthur cards merge for card draw, and we'll go back to Eikthyrnir there. Now he's going to be ulting, and then normal attacks again. We want to freeze ourselves on the next turn. It looks like we're going to be doing that anyways, because we don't have an Arthur attack, so we'll probably double attack with Eikthyrnir. Looks like his ult probably did a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Looks like his spike attack is kind of doing a little bit of crit there. Oh, it's actually not a spike. It's a sever attack on phase 2. Okay. So Matrona's looking kind of half health. That's fine. So we'll attack with her, and I guess we'll... Oh, we're actually debuff immune, so we could just use all of our Eikthyrnir cards here. So... Oh, we don't do that. We actually go for the melee attack. Did not remember what we did. Looking at it in hindsight, definitely going for the freeze on T1 wouldn't have worked, so good thing we didn't do that. Unfortunately, we do have to freeze melee because we didn't have any other attack, so he is going to lose his buffs. But that's fine. I would take that over dying. Yep, so there's that. Buff canceling Matrona taunt. Okay. Still about half health. So we are going to get frozen if we go for the kill, if we attack out of order. But I want to save T1 ult for the next phase. So that next phase, he has an infect, so we don't want to really hang out there too long, or else we're not really going to recover any of our health. So we'll go for kill there. He doesn't have a passive here. He has it on the 4th turn. He's pretty healthy here. As you can see, he has a couple HP buffs. So we want to get out of here fast. So we will single target ults. Get the Matrona taunt down. I'm not sure if he has his buff cancel here. Yes, he does. Okay, so he kind of stays pretty consistent with that buff cancel each phase. He has a weak point attack, which is kind of going to be permanent since we'll always be... He'll usually use his infect almost every turn or every other turn, I want to say. Yep, so there's the infect. And then he also has a delete skill. But he doesn't delete ultimates. So we'll have melee ult here. We could get these Eikthyrnir cards out the way, or I could merge them. Or we could single target, and then use melee pierce so that the pierce does as much as possible. I think we're fully stacked on buffs anyway, so the probably didn't really matter the order there. But it's not enough to kill anyways. The pierce only crit on the 2nd hit. We got rid of the infect, but I think he drops it again here anyways. Oh, so he... Was that the... That was the weak point. He used the weak point, and we weren't infected. That's hilarious. Alright, so he just did 2 single targets on Matrona. We don't even need Matrona taunt up. He just kind of just keeps going for her. So, single targets should finish this. I don't think we need the... I don't think we needed that Arthur attack, but it looks like we could go for T1 ult, so we'll do that. And Arthur ult. So we're kind of set up pretty good for the last phase here. Like I mentioned before, we do have to cycle again, but he doesn't have a one-shot, so we don't need to worry about being frozen. So this one's, I think, not that bad. I know it's listed as kind of meh, but it's pretty doable. It's better than revive, but it's obviously not better than attack increase. So we're gonna Matrona taunt. We'll start the cycle with Arthur, Eikthyrnir, Matrona. It looks like he does have more HP buffs here, so he is gonna have a lot of HP. It looks like his buff cancel changes to a ult drain attack, still single target. Looks like he has a ult rush attack. His AoE gives him an orb, so he's going to be ulting a lot faster here. He does have a pretty nasty debuff that increases all of our damage taken by 30%, but with the amount of gray buffs we have there, it's kind of negligible. I know he has this taunt, it looks like, as well. This taunt can be pretty annoying. So I think he taunts every 3 turns. 2 or 3 turns. It looks like 3 right now. So we'll just keep taunt cycling, or attack cycling, I'll say. So we want to get here, get this done with. Okay. That was pretty poor damage, but we do have some ults. So hopefully we're going to see some better results next turn. There's his debuff. So this ult does still not that much damage. Looks like it got 1 crit or 2. A single target onto Matrona is going to drain her ult. So good thing taunt is up. Arthur and T1 do have ults available. So we do need to start with his. Matrona, Arthur, back to Eikthyrnir. We'll see how this does. 230, 460, okay. And then the rest of this is probably going to be pretty meh. So this looks like a situation where attack crit damage on Arthur would have been a little better. But I don't have that UR, so there's nothing wrong with HP defense, right? It's kind of a safer route, but I know a lot of people do put him on attack. Wow, his counter looks pretty hefty. What do we got going on here? Looks like he has attack-related buff, stun immunity, and buff cancel immunity, and his damage is fixed. 1500% of attack via counter results in a miss when there's a barrier. Well, this team doesn't have any barriers. So, I wonder if ults are also fixed damage, and if the fixed damage is at 1 again. I believe it is, but I think we'll test it just to see where we're at with that. So we'll get melee ults, just because attacking at a cycle with melee, we're going for the kill. It's really not going to matter. And if it is fixed at 1 and he gets frozen, he'll unfreeze us with ult or his AoE attack anyways. Couple crits there. Matrona's pretty low. Oh, okay, half health again. Alright, so we'll do this for testing. Is this fixed at 1 even for ults? Yes. Yes, it is. So don't do that. You know, it's actually a good thing that he got frozen there, so that single target probably would have killed himself. Matrona, hang on tight. Don't die. Easy. Easy, buddy. Wow. Okay. Like almost literally 1 HP. Alright, back to cycling. We don't have any Escanor attacks, but hopefully we can... This silver will kill. And then we don't have to worry about it. It needs to double crit. Oh, it didn't double crit. It missed the crit on the first hit. That's really sad. We do have an Escanor attack though, so hopefully we can finish him off here. Oh, his counter is up, so we can't actually finish him off here, unless he was at literally like 2 HP, but I don't think he is. And attacking into it's not gonna even if I could kill it, right? If it's not at literally 1, we're gonna lose a unit. It's still at 5k with that sliver of HP. Okay, so we just need to stall. So we'll just kind of move cards, I guess. Taunt up with Matrona. And we'll have Arthur ults. It's not like we really need it. Anything one-shots here outside of the taunt, right? So just got to keep it moving. I don't think she's going to have good enough HP to kind of do floor 3 here. So that's going to be a little rough. So we'll just, I guess we'll just lock. It really doesn't matter. Like, we have 2 ults. We have all of our attacks, so just stop jumping around. Let me kill you already. AoE. Yep. She's a little above half. Maybe she can take floor 3. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, but this should finish him off. I guess we'll chuck everything out there just in case something weird happens. Nope, nothing weird. Alright, so that is floor 2 completed. If you guys liked it, drop a thumbie, maybe a sub if you're into that. See you in the next one.